Monday, September 8th, 2025. Mr. Tovek, can you please call the roll?
Sure. Ms. Shanafelt?
Here.
Dr. Parasco?
Here.
Mr. Arcuri?
Here.
Mr. Steigel?
Here.
Mr. Kozer?
Here.
Mr. Lewis?
Here.
Mr. Rost? I've not heard from him tonight.
Okay, all rise for the
I was just
pledge.
going to say, are we going to hear an answer there?
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, first item on this evening's agenda is going to be a public hearing, and then the purpose of this public hearing is to accept comments on a proposed change to the zoning ordinance. If adopted, this ordinance will remove the mixed residential overlay zoning designation from 14 properties along East McMurray Road. This public hearing was advertised in the Observer Reporter as well as on the Peters Township website. The impacted district has also been posted. There will be a brief presentation by the Township staff, and we'll follow it up with questions from council members as well as comments from the audience. Action on this ordinance will be taken tonight at the close of the public hearing. So I'll turn it over to you, Tovek.
Thank you. At the July 28th council meeting, council received a presentation from several residents who are in attendance tonight as well over their concern regarding the mixed residential overlay zoning designation for their properties along East McMurray Road, just north of the town center and the school district properties. After the discussion, council moved to begin the process of rezoning the properties along East McMurray Road by removing the mixed residential overlay zoning designation and returning it to its original low-density residential zoning. Peters Township Planning Commission reviewed the proposed rezoning at their meeting on August 14th and recommends approval of the ordinance to remove the mixed residential overlay zoning designation from the 14 properties along East McMurray Road. Peters Township Planning Director Mark Holdren outlines the impact of the change in terms of the permitted uses as well as the changes to the dimensional requirements in his report dated August 29th, 2025 that is available in your docket. If you do have any specific questions, Mr. Holdren is able to answer those for you tonight.
Does council have any questions or comments regarding the proposed zoning amendment?
I do not.
Nothing.
No.
Okay, seeing none, anybody in the audience wish to address council at this time?
Hello, my name is Joyce Ross. I live at 642 East McMurray Road. My request is for council to please adopt the ordinance of amending the zoning back to low residential or single-family dwellings. I'm just up here in support of it. The intent of zoning for multifamily was originally to develop luxury living spaces in this area for seniors or singles or small families in a uniformed, beautiful setting with perfected landscaping and beautiful green spaces. As the plan has not yet come to be, it is necessary to return to single-family residential to avoid parcels being made into something other than the intent. For 2 years, we've been informing the council that 640 East McMurray was not being developed according to the plan. Nowhere in our immediate neighborhoods are there any rental properties such as this. It is not what we want our visitors to see when they come into our township, coming down Main Street, to see these single residential homes being chopped up into apartment dwellings, if you would. I just ask that we please go back to single-family residential until we can develop the McMurray Town Center as we had talked about years ago. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Please.
Hi, my name is Philip Ross. I live at 642 East McMurray Road.
And that number is which on that map?
Yes.
What is the number?
I am right here, sir. Number 6.
Okay, that's all I needed. Thank you.
Okay. I will be brief. Thank you for sending this to the Planning Commission. Seems like the neighbors and the market has spoken where this is concerned. And there's no interest in leaving this door open. So thank you. And quite frankly, I'm glad that we did. At no point in this plan, in this area, was the intent to take single-family homes and turn them into multi-unit dwellings. I guess if you think about it, could you imagine what that would look like if everyone sort of took that and did it, just tried to retrofit in there? So rather, this was to be considered as a vibrant, cohesive community with green spaces, sidewalks, amenities that create a sense of community and pride, which turning those into multiple units will do none of that. So, still some work to do because 640 is being used as a ruse. Simply put, turning that duplex or turning that single family into a duplex does nothing to create that sense of a community that I just put forth. So, thank you again, and hopefully that we can attend to what's happening at 640 because it does nothing to actually further enhance the neighborhood and pull this together.
Which one is 640? Which
Seven.
number?
640 is this one right here.
Number 7.
This is 642, this is 640. So, thanks again.
Thank you. Is there anybody else in the audience who would like to address this matter?
Mr. Chairman, I move that we close the public hearing.
Second.
Okay, motion to second close the hearing. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, 6-0, the meeting is closed. Thank you for your time.
That's all.
Yep.
That's it. Next up will be approval of the minutes from the August 25th meeting.
So moved. Second.
Okay, motion to second. Any issues, corrections from council? Okay, seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, 6-0, approve the bills. Don't see any special reports, so move back into audience comments. This is an opportunity for a member of the audience to address council on a non-agenda item for up to 5 minutes. Is there anybody in the audience that wishes to address council?
I wasn't going to talk, but, you know, I just think that, you know, my stand on multi-family dwellings. I think that this township has to wake up at some point and determine where you would like to see some multi-family dwellings put, because I don't know how our school district is going to sustain itself or this township, period. Because it's not affordable for any young people, okay? And I have been laughed at because I use that terminology, affordable housing. So, you know, I just think, I can understand these people. They've lived in a long-term community. They don't want multifamily dwellings, and maybe that was a surprise to them to have somebody put rental properties there. But I don't know how you expect young people, some young people, to start out, especially in today's world. So that's all I have to say.
To that point, I will say that we have, I believe, 150 apartments that were built on Waterdam, and from what I understand, only 13 of them have been filled.
Yeah, it's $2,400 to
Right.
move in there. That's not affordable for a young family.
Well, we have no control over what they.
Well, I know, but it's not affordable, so I'm just saying, you know.
I mean, if we can't,
I'm just saying, I
Build an
did not
apartment
intend to talk
complex
tonight. I
affordable.
did not intend to talk tonight. I'm just saying, you know, just putting it out.
understood. Thank you.
Because you know how I feel about this. You know, all these people don't come to these meetings. I come to these meetings. You know that.
Anybody else in the audience wish to address council? Okay, we'll move into new business. The first item will be adoption of the ordinance that we just spoke of during the public hearing.
Mr. Chairman,
Go ahead.
Mr. Chairman, I'll move that we adopt ordinance number 915, amending the Peters Township zoning map.
Okay, motion is second. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And just to be clear, this repeal of the mixed residential overlay does not affect any application that has been placed before the township prior to this. Yeah,
Prior to the
prior to,
advertising.
correct.
To the advertisement.
Understood, and I just want to get a couple other things in the record.
Well, you can't get it in the record now because
Yeah,
the
you missed
recorder's gone.
you missed the vote on that
Record's
one.
closed.
Can I go chase her down in the parking lot?
They'll be
All
in
right.
the council minutes.
Never mind.
Okay.
Can I get it in the minutes?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Let me get it in the minutes then. We have been calling the township for a 2-year period. to check on this home, and we were told it had a single 640 East McMurray Road. We were told it had a permit for to develop a single-family home. For 2 years, they have been developing a multi-unit home. So I want that known. As well, there are individuals living in the unit without an occupancy permit. I want that in the, well, not in the record, but in the
Kyle,
transcripts
can you,
as well.
or Mark, one of you guys, can you address that?
Yes, they do in fact have a open permit to convert the house to a single-family house, to remodel it as a single-family house. It specifically says on that permit that that house is to remain a single-family house. And if it is to be converted to any additional units, it will need to come before Planning Commission, which is what the process we are in at the moment. The other item we have is that we do have inspections that are needed to be done before that house can be occupied. It's been occupied without a CO being issued.
So did they bring in their application before we were made aware that they were doing this, or was this sort of like asking
The
for
reason why
forgiveness
they
after
have the
fact?
application is because we caught them basically advertising for additional units. The county actually was going around looking at places that have building permits open and seeing what activity's been done for assessment reasons. And they've asked me about it, and that's when we went out and inspected it to determine whether or not they were in compliance, working on the house, what was going on.
So the property owner didn't bring the application until after you
Not
guys
willingly,
caught
no.
them?
Correct.
That's it.
Thank you.
All right, the next item will be an award of a contract to replace lighting at Fire Station Number 1. Looks like we have a budget of $125,000, and the low bid, I believe, comes in under that for base bid and add alternate number 3. Is that correct?
Add alternate number 1.
Number 1.
So Merit Electrical Group was the low bidder substantially for this project, so much so that Mr. Zemaitis did do his homework to check to make sure that they are qualified to do this work. We asked Merit to double check their numbers just to make sure these were, dollar amounts they were comfortable with. They said they were. And speaking with Gateway Engineers, they've done work with Merit Electrical, and they've been very impressed with the work that they've done. So the base bid, which is the replacement of the existing lights plus add alternate 1 for $23,000, keeps us under the budgeted amount and provides additional site lighting going up the driveway in front of Fire Station 1. So that's our recommendation, that we award base bid and add alternate 1 to Merit Electrical Group for
So moved. Second.
Motion to the second. Any further discussion? Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That carries 6-0. With the next 2 items, we can adopt at the same time.
Correct.
The first will be a request for departure from regulations contained in the Code of Ordinances, Chapter 385, Section 36, for blocks, lots, and parcels, as well as approval for recording purposes of the Mank Subdivision Plan Number 2, as shown on drawings prepared by Keystone Surveying and Mapping for Dan Lutz dated July 8, 2025. And we've spoken about this several times.
Yeah, we've been dealing with this throughout the summer. This is for Mank Subdivision 2, which subdivides Parcel A on this map. This is Parcel A subdivided for the Mank Subdivision Number 2. Specifically, if you look at Lot 7 and 8, is where we need the departure from our ordinance because there is not direct access to a public or private road. This is where that easement that is owned by the Homeowners Association is. There will be 2 driveways, one driveway to Lot 8 and one driveway to Lot 7 for those 2 properties. If council approves that departure tonight, it will read within the deed that those 2 parcels cannot be further subdivided. They must remain individual lots.
If the bigger parcel gets developed and they put like a road up in there, would those houses, those 2 lots be able to access that?
It would depend on where they placed the road.
I guess
I
lot
would
7
imagine it'd
could,
probably be a
right?
private road.
Lot 7 could, right, because it borders on it, on the bigger parcel.
Yeah, Lot 7
8
could here, Lot 8 probably not.
But I'm just saying. Okay.
All right, I'll make a motion that we approve a departure from regulations contained in the Peters Township Code of Ordinances, Chapter 385, Subdivision and Land Development, Article 6, Design Standards, Section 36, blocks, lots, parcels, so as to provide driveway access for lots 7 and 8 as shown on the Mank Subdivision Plan Number 2, conditioned upon no further subdivision of those lots. The condition is to be noted on the plan as well as to the deeds of lots 7 and 8.
Would you like to second that?
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That carries 6-0.
All right, and I'll make a motion that we approve the Mank Subdivision Plan Number 2 as shown on drawings prepared by Keystone Surveying and Mapping, Inc. for Dan Lutz dated July 8th, 2025, subject to the conditions in the manager's report.
Second.
Motion and a second on that. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, 6-0 on that as well. Next item will be authorization of an easement across township property for Columbia Gas of Pennsylvania.
So this easement, if you look at this map here, is located right at the bottom of the Valley Brook exit ramp by Route 19. You can see down here by the Arrowhead Trail, Columbia Gas for the work that they're doing along Route 19. They need a permanent easement that goes underneath our trail. We have reviewed the agreement. Mr. Smith has reviewed. He has no problems with it. We are leaving in language that requires them to restore the condition of the trail back to the engineers. What's the word I want? Approval, satisfaction. And so we're recommending that we grant that easement to Columbia Gas.
I have some questions. First of all, I don't understand, like, where do they need to lay the pipe? Along the trail? Underneath the trail? Or is it over, under it?
So from what we understand, Frank, that this involves phase 2 of the current night work project that they're doing out there. So phase 1 is from like Upper St. Clair line down to Valley Brook Road. Phase
Right.
2 is from Valley Brook up to Cagny. So what they've explained to us is that they're going to lay new gas main in the northern shoulder of Route 19. And at the point where they get to that bridge that carries Route 19 over Valley Brook, they have to dive down towards the trail. So they're going to bore under the trail, and then I guess there's an existing line that comes down the ramp by Tom Robinson's storage property there. So they're going to go under the trail with the line.
Well, have we ever let a utility bore under the trail?
Yes,
Yeah.
several times.
And does this agreement, or this easement, I guess it's successors and assigns. They have the right to assign this, right?
I don't have it in front of me, but
I just don't understand why they need this. It makes no sense to me. And I'm very hesitant to want to bore under the trail for a variety of reasons, because that language in that easement is so broad that it leaves them, they have carte blanche to run whatever they want. And, one of the reasons that, we discussed at the, when we were doing all the oil and gas regulations, was that the trail was a really good buffer because we had control of who could go under it or not. I mean, if this was the water company, I probably wouldn't have a big of a problem, but this is a gas company, and they're talking about anything. It doesn't just say natural gas. I believe it says, I have it here, hold on. It's very broad.
Oh, yeah, this is the,
Public
this,
utility, though, it's not an exploration and production company.
It doesn't matter. I mean, they could, I don't know what's going to happen 10 years from now.
well, I mean, this is the standard form that,
Well, I understand
Gas
that.
companies
I'm
use,
just
but you're
telling
right.
you, I'm not
You're-
going to vote for it.
You're right, Frank,
So
it
you guys
is-
can vote for what you want, but I'm not voting for it.
I mean, you're right, it is rather ambiguous. It doesn't really, it
Well, it
doesn't.
talks about with associated products or other substances that could be transported through pipelines. I mean, what does that mean?
And it doesn't limit the number of pipelines
It doesn't
either.
limit the number of pipelines. It doesn't say what's going to be transported through there other than gas. I mean, I had a piece of property that Range bought off of a trust that I was a trustee on, and they worked a deal with Peoples because there was a high-tension gas line that went under there because they couldn't get the gas across 19 without waiting 2 years to get approval. And I don't want this to turn into that, and I'm concerned about it, and so I'm probably not going to vote for it.
Kyle, when are they
I'm sure
planning?
that's not it, but I don't know.
Kyle, when are they planning to do this work?
It's this fall. Do you know the exact dates, Mark?
Winter, fall, winter,
Yeah.
something there.
So what are they replacing by doing this work? Like, why do they need this line? I mean, are they replacing an existing line that's in a different location, or?
That's one of the reasons. You know,
Where's the line that they're replacing at now? Does it already go under the trail?
No, not in this location. They do have existing lines. I don't know if they're in the trail right away here. I don't know if you remember, Kyle. We went out with
Yeah,
them
we met on site.
3 months ago to take a look at this. And they do have an existing line that goes, that parallels the trail and actually goes into the St. Petersburg Center property. But looking at that map, I'm not sure if that's in the Valley Brook Road right away or on the trail right away. But neither here nor there.
And this is a transmission line, right?
Yes.
So what would we need to do to tighten the language up to?
You have to limit it to say that it's only for the limited purposes of installation of one transmission line.
You know, I'm not sure about that, Frank, because it does service, you know, all the services for the businesses on Route 19 come off of this line, so I don't know if it's classified as a transmission line or just a
Service line.
service line, yeah.
Well, why don't we get somebody from Columbia Gas to come to the next meeting and explain exactly what they want to do?
It's fine.
Yeah, we can do that.
I'll make a motion that we table this.
Second.
Okay, motion and a second to table. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
And I do think it makes sense to reach back out to them in advance to see what they're willing to limit it to, based on Mr. Arcuri's comments, because I've not seen that, but he has, in terms of if they do have a big enough right-of-way or an easement that they could cut a deal with someone else to lay a pipe next to them, although I don't know the distance would work there, but nonetheless.
You take that on, John, then?
Yeah, even Mark and I maybe can call them, because we can get them on the phone, might be able to just narrow it down.
Thank you.
All right, final item under new business will be award of a bid for a cure-in-place storm sewer lining project.
So we opened up bids to do a section of corrugated metal pipe that needs to be lined in the Center Church, East McMurray area. Of those that bid the work, Insight Pipe was the low bidder. They've done work for us in the past. I believe they were awarded the contract last year for the same type of work. I think Mark has been very pleased with the work that they've done. And again, because it is under budget within our capital improvements budget, we're recommending that the contract be awarded to Insight Pipe Contracting.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, motion and a second to award that bid. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, 6-0 on that. Payroll and bills.
Mr. Chairman, I have reviewed the payroll and bills, find them to be in order. I move they be approved as submitted.
Second.
Okay, motion and a second to pay the bills. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, 6-0. Not seeing any correspondence to discuss. Is there anything under the minutes that anybody would like to discuss?
Nope.
All right, miscellaneous.
We do have two items. First, just for clarification, we do have budget workshops coming up. Question is, do we want to schedule those for 7:30 p.m. or 7 o'clock p.m.? What works better for council?
My preference is 7:30, but
7:30.
7:30 it is, okay, great. And just a reminder that we have our third steering committee meeting for the comprehensive plan update tomorrow at 7 o'clock at the high school in the large instruction room. That's where that meeting will be held.
Any other miscellaneous item?
please, if I may,
We'll go for it.
looking for an update. I groomed you ahead of time for intersection of McMurray and be about.
Yeah, Mark, do you want to give an update on where the project stands?
PennDOT's told us that September 11th is the day before opening. They're close physically up there. I mean, the light's operational, and they're putting the finishing touches on the paving on the covered market side, so.
So come Monday would be,
Thursday.
I realize what he's saying, but I'm putting a hedge in here.
Right.
Yeah, if you want to put some buffer in there, I would think Monday is safe, you know.
If they say that they still stick to their November deadline, then everybody will be very happy that they're way ahead of schedule.
Do you expect there to be any off and on closures for punch list items, things like that?
You know, we talked to them about that, and there may be some single lane closures, but there won't be a wholesale closure of the intersection. That's a good point, because they've said that they're still on track for a November completion, but the intersection will open up on the 11th. So what they mean by that is they'll still be doing offline work on like landscaping and punch list items and stuff like that, so.
All right, thank you.
Any other miscellaneous items? For the next agenda? Any items to add?
Can we maybe get like an update or on cell tower, Verizon, still horrible. I mean, it's just awful in this area.
And that is one of those items that we're going to be tackling through this comprehensive plan project,
Yeah.
to kind of determine where those locations and those parcels exist, where we can improve cell quality around town. We actually had an intern this summer that worked in the planning department that spent a little bit of time while she was here helping to kind of flag what those properties may be throughout the township. So we'll use that information as we continue with HRG and the discussions to present council with where we believe are the best locations for that.
Okay, thank you.
A couple months back, we had residents come in from Hill Place. There were, I think 6 accidents there in the last couple of years. About petition for traffic calming study. Any update on that?
I have an update. So we wanted to wait till school was back in session, because I think bus traffic's a big issue over there too. So I've been in touch with TPD to do some traffic counts here in mid-September. That's step number 1 of the traffic calming, is to confirm that there's a problem and see what the magnitude is. So
Okay.
once we get that data, we'll be reporting back.
Thank you.
They've been doing enforcement though,
They have, yep.
and getting on tickets actually.
Yep.
So that's a good thing.
Anything else for the good of the order? Seeing none, we'll adjourn.
We have an agenda.